What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. Today we're going to tackle question 17 in the 7th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. The question tells us that a car used 1/64th of a gallon of gas to drive 1/4 of a mile. At this rate, how many miles can the car travel using just 1 gallon of gas? So this question tests us on one idea, using number tables or proportions or however you want to think of them. It's going to be easier to use number tables this time because we're looking at fractions, and we can do some pretty easy stuff with that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started by writing out a number table. And I'm going to say that if we're figuring out gas mileage, that's how much gas is going to get us how many miles. And so now that I have names for my columns, I'm going to fill in the information that the problem gave me. So 1/64th of a gallon of gas gets us 1/4 of a mile. With that information, how far is 1 gallon going to get us? So 1/64th of a gallon of gas gets us a 1/4 mile, then 1 gallon of gas gets us how far? And the reason why I wanted to use a number table for this is because it's going to become very, very easy to look for a multiplication pattern that goes either up to down or left to right. The easiest one is the up to down pattern of multiplying by 64. Because we can see, if we think of this as 64 wholes or 64 ones, 1 times 64, 64 times 1, that would give us a fraction of 64 over 64, which is the same thing as 1. So that's how we know we can do this, because the principles of multiplying fractions by whole numbers and where that leads us. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here. 1/4 times 64. Now I'll actually go ahead and put my over 1 here, because I want to go ahead and multiply those fractions, and I'll come over here to do that. 1 times 64 gets us 64. 4 times 1 gets us 4. So figuring out what 64 divided by 4 is will get us our answer. And I will pull in my calculator and say, all right, calculator, what is 64 divided by, and it turned off. What is 64 divided by 4? Answer is 16. So if 1/64th of a gallon of gas will get us a 1/4 mile, 1 gallon will get us 16 miles. This is not good gas mileage. If you have a choice between a car with this kind of gas mileage and a car that gets much better gas mileage, like 30-something, I would say that gas mileage should be a pretty important factor in your decision. But anyway, now let's actually answer this. 16 takes up 2 boxes, 10's place and 1's place. I find my 1 bubble and bubble it. I find my 6 bubble and bubble it. And that's it. We are done.